What is up, people? What is up, heathens? Rev Avi here, checking in live for the Magic Quarantine Talk. What's going on? I am here. So, as usual, we're going to talk about magic. We're going to talk about the occult. We're going to talk about a lot of different stuff, all those topics that we love so much, okay? And before we do that, I'm going to give people a chance to get here. I'll take a couple of minutes and just hang out, give people a chance to get on this thing, and then we'll get started like we always do, okay? If you're watching this on Facebook or on YouTube, please please subscribe, you guys. Link up with us, join our Facebook group, join up with us on Discord. That's where we have our voice chats and stuff like that. Everybody has a voice on Discord, not just me, okay? So that's the best place for us to connect, right? And everybody can chat and get to know each other, okay? So link up with us and check out our website, demonism.org, and all that good stuff, okay? So tonight, I think that we're going to talk about just getting started with developing psychic abilities. Okay, we're going to talk about that, and we'll see where it rolls on from there. But from there, but I'll take a couple minutes and just let people get here, and then we will jump this thing off. Okay. So let me get my comments going. What's up? I see a couple of people on here. Drop a comment so I can see who you guys are. What's up? What's up? Cool. So yeah, we'll talk about developing psychic abilities tonight. Getting started with that. What's up, Krista? I'm surprised to see you on here. So seriously, late night from across the world, huh? That's crazy. But what's up? So yeah, we're going to talk about getting started with developing psychic abilities tonight. How do you start with that? What are some of the things that you can accomplish with it and all of those good things, okay? Somebody tag Rhino, tag Steven. Okay, I see the tags now. They weren't showing up on my phone. Cool. All right, so I'll just jump right into this thing. And, oh, shit, couldn't sleep. That's funny. So I'll just jump right into this thing. And, you guys that are jumping in late, you can always go back and watch everything later because I post all of these lives, okay? So, let's just jump right into this thing. So with, trying to develop psychic abilities and stuff like that, where does a person even start? Well, you have to start with understanding what they are. Okay. When you understand what psychic abilities are, okay, and how they relate to the various parts of yourself, then you can start to try and move towards the area of developing something like that. Okay. So if we're talking about the various psychic abilities that a person can have, I like to just relate them specifically to the five senses, right? So for every physical sense that we have, I see a mirror of five opposite spiritual or psychic senses that match those. So for instance, for touch, we would have psychokinesis, okay? And et cetera, et cetera. So this would go for vision. We would have clairvoyance, sound, clairaudience, etc., etc. Okay. And so the idea here is to, once you understand that those are just extra or more sensitive versions of your physical senses, then you have a grounds from which you can start to try to develop it into something extra sensory. I hope that makes sense. Okay. So the idea is to start with the basis. Okay, well, what do the eyes do? Okay, the eyes see. So if you want to try to develop clairvoyance, this is the eye directly related to the pineal gland. This is the eye that sees internally. This is an eye that's pointing inward. So it's not the same as, for instance, trying to see something out in the distance with your physical eyes. This is going to involve the process of shutting your eyes and learning to look within your mind, having your mind awaken. That's the process of developing clairvoyance, right? To be able to see with your eyes shut or see beyond what's in front of you with your eyes open. And I hope this is really going to help people understand how to develop these things out there. So with clairaudience, for instance, okay, if we're talking about developing the ability to hear, whether that be voices or sounds or something that's off in a distance, perhaps, or perceive anything that has to do with a frequency or a sound or anything like that, then you have to understand or connect with how hearing actually works, okay? understanding what happens with sound and the way it reverberates, and then bounces off of things and can come back and echo, is going to help you understand, how a sound can come in from somewhere else. Okay. So I hope this makes sense. Also, this goes down to the same thing with touch and psychokinesis, which is one of those things that a lot of people don't even believe exists. But I do. I don't believe that psychokinesis or anything is impossible for that matter. It's just a matter of how do we make that thing manifest, right? So with psychokinesis, this is the idea of touching something. And I've done various things on this live, but this comes down to the idea of touching something, having the ability to touch something with your mind, okay, with your spirit body versus your physical body. So you have to get very connected with the idea of being sensitive, and then being sensitive beyond your skin. Okay, so feeling the energy itself and being able to connect with that is what's going to allow you, again, to progress to that point. So, and I see some comments coming in. Peter, first time, man. What's up? He says, best acid trip ever. So, we could talk about that, but I've already kind of touched on some of the stuff that's related to like a different type of hallucinogenics and psychotropics and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to stay a little bit on topic today with how to develop these psychic abilities. So meditation is one way to do that, of course. Starting to meditate and focus inward and stuff like that. But more than anything, I think you need to understand that you need to have, again, that cause and effect needs to be in place. So having something, exercise that's in place where you test yourself, where you practice doing these things, is ultimately the most important if you're actually going to try to work towards developing something. Okay. So one way you could do, like for instance, with the psychokinesis, one thing you could do is start to make a pinwheel. Pinwheels are fairly easy to make. I showed them how to make them on live before, but it's basically just a little piece of paper and you fold it up. I may not make one. I don't know. But you need about a square piece of paper about that big, where my fingers are, and then you fold it across diagonally, and then you fold it the straight way like this, and you end up with something that looks like an umbrella. And you take this and sit it on a push pin. Okay, you flatten it a little bit, sit it on a push pin, and you balance it and try to see if you can move it without breathing on it, without using any type of mechanism at all. So you can put it under a glass or a jar and try to get this thing to rotate. Okay. So you could try to do pinwheels. Another way that I prefer outside of the pinwheels is actually doing like a Tai Chi, a free flow Tai Chi. That works a lot better for me to connect with energy versus just sitting around and doing something like a pinwheel. But there's a lot of different techniques you can do to develop these skills. Okay. Krista says, spent many hours and years trying to move my pencil across my desk in school. Yeah. The thing with starting out with something like paper is that this stuff has the advantage of being electromagnetic already. Paper can conduct electromagnetic energy. Okay, this stuff can stick to you like a balloon or something like that. So starting with something that's lighter is better because it's going to give you a better chance at affecting that energy. Okay, via the electrostatic energy. Okay, so you get a little cheat there by starting with something that's a little bit lighter, like paper. Okay, or a balloon or something like that. So one cheat I used to do is I would take the balloon and literally just when I had hair, once upon a time, I know that's hard to believe, but I did have hair. I used to take it and rub it on because I had dreads and rub it on my dreads and stuff. And, everybody knows balloons get static electricity on them. And then if you have, if you blow them up, then they're not going to float like helium balloons. So they just stay on the floor. And, but if you get them staticed up and then you can try to move them around via having all that static attached to the balloon. So that was one little cheat code I figured out when I was young. That and if you take those Christmas ornaments, the ones that are wrapped in like thread, like the ones that are not the glass ones, but they have those, they're covered in like the thread fabric ones. Inside of there's usually foam balls. Okay, you could also get these at the craft store, but they make those styrofoam balls that are inside of there, and those are very, very, very staticky. So those are great to practice this type of stuff with. Also, when I was younger, I would just roll those away and try to make them come back and stuff like that. So for those of you that are interested in this type of stuff, there's some cheat hacks for developing some of your psychokinetic abilities. Of course. Of course. They are behind me. Sorry, Brand's hide behind the camera.
Open this.
You can't open it.
I got it.
All right, you need to use my superhuman strength, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Krista says, so you believe that psychokinesis is based on electromagnetic currents? Everything is based on electromagnetic currents, because that is frequency. So yes, absolutely. It has everything to do with understanding the way the energy works, positive and negative ions and stuff like that. You don't need to know the inside and outside of the scientific stuff, but you do need to understand that feeling and understanding which is push and which is pull. You need to understand push and pull, okay, and what the currents are. And that's how you sort of get into the realm of affecting that type of energy. It has a lot to do with your breath and, like I say, understanding the push and the pull, okay? So I hope that makes sense. It doesn't take a lifetime to do this stuff. It just takes practice, okay? And if you do, if people that are out there that coming from like the Western occult world have no idea that this stuff is like from ancient times, the Yoga Sutras and all this stuff is talked about this stuff for ages. And they'll tell you like, yeah, you can levitate. Yeah, you can move stuff with your mind. Sure, why not? Because it's written into their their culture. But here in like America, you talk about something like that and they look at you like, yeah, we got a straitjacket picked out for you right in the back, buddy. And I have one actually. But anyway,
Take it to the loony bin.
But yeah, they look at you like you're crazy. But the truth is this stuff does have some scientific basis, at least from where we can start to try and actually learn about this or test this stuff to see if it's actually possible. Okay, so that's the idea here. So yeah, I do believe psychokinesis, levitation, and all different forms of various psychic powers are a real thing, okay, and are able to be tapped into by those that can divine the methods to do so, okay? And rather this be something that's scientific or something that happens on a psychic level, it's no difference to me, okay? It makes no difference to me. Cool. So, yeah. Any more questions out there? Look, I'm seeing some new people checking in. I don't know who that is, but what's up? Any more questions or questions about anything that I'm talking about? There's all different types of psychic abilities. Even astral projection is a form of psychic ability. As a lot of people, it's a form of psychic ability. A lot of people think that it's, like involved with lucid dreaming or something to do with dreaming. It's really not, because the astral projection happens from a wake state. Okay, it doesn't happen when I'm going to sleep and then I just accidentally astral project. Astral projection happens very much while you're awake, and then you jump out of your body and all this stuff happens and you jump back in. Okay, so it's totally different than lucid dreaming. Okay, what's up, Brand?
I want what you have.
Oh, you want this cigarette I'm hiding. Okay, hang on, let me light it.
That's what I asked you for. Thought you were gonna hand it to me.
You're like a mute. I'm gonna turn this camera around on your ass.
Why?
Anyway, so yeah, I do think that we don't have. I think that as far as what science knows, okay, and the real understanding of spirituality, like I said, we've just begun to try to understand consciousness, the experience of consciousness, what it's capable of in its totality. We're just starting this, so we can't pretend to understand everything, okay? And I don't think that we do. I think the more that science progresses with technology, we'll start to get more and more, be able to tap more and more into those sensitive energies, those invisible type energies that just cannot be perceived with the naked eye and stuff like that. Okay, so this is becoming more and more commonplace, and as time progresses, it's going to become more and more realistic. There's a lot of things that people don't know about, technological discoveries that have been out for a long time that people don't know about. I've shared a couple of those with you guys and stuff like that on the website. If you haven't been on there, it's demonism.org. check us out. Go into the blog area, get a membership, all that stuff, and check out some of the stuff that I'm posting on there, including the lesson series, which are always going to be getting added to, and we're going to be doing practice sessions and stuff. So it's a lot of interesting stuff. But there's a lot of inventions and stuff that's come out, and people don't know about it. And you can use this stuff from anything to syncing the hemispheres of your brain, to helping you get into trance, to literally helping you learn while you're sleeping. Okay. Krista says it's a bit off topic, but sorry, my white screen behind me is blocking your words, but was thinking that using the same sort of theory, it might be some validity to the potential power. There we go. Power of crystals, since they have vibrations and interact with magnetic fields of the earth. Would you say this is accurate? So I'll tell you about crystals. A lot of people believe in crystals. I have crystals. They're hanging out up here. So check it out. I'll tell you about crystals. The thing with crystals is they don't work the way that people think that they do. A lot of people think that crystals like have some super ability all in their own, and that all the colors have this specific meaning behind it. You could attach all the meanings you want to the colors, and all of that stuff is subjective. Okay. The truth is that there's different shades of colors in the light spectrum, which are all just various shades of the same light, right? We know that. So it's the same way with crystals. All crystals are quartz. Okay, they're just different colors of quartz. Okay? But all crystals are technically quartz crystals. They're just different colors of quartz. And the best way to use them is just use them in the way that the colors fall with your chakra. So the reason they turn different colors is because they're on a different vibration. So ideally, there's 7 natural tones in music, 7 natural notes, 7 natural frequencies that relate to the earth and stuff like that. We're talking C, D, E, F, G, A, B, if you know music theory. And so with that in mind, then we're going to match each letter with a color. Okay. And that's the relevancy of using it. Now, when it comes to them being something magical, the reason they can help you in developing psychic abilities specifically is because your pineal gland actually has quartz crystal inside of it. And that's what allows it to connect to various frequencies. It literally is like an antenna. It has crystal in there, quartz crystals in there. And so by using the crystals externally, and trying to connect then on the mental level with the crystals exist inside of your head, that can help you to boost your signal. So crystals really don't do anything but help you boost the available energy signal. Okay, so they're like boosters. Okay, think of them like that. So you have quartz crystal inside of you already. By having more of it around, it's just going to help the signal become more amplified. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So that's the validity of what crystals can do. Like I said, as far as the colors go, it's just the various notes that exist within the music. But to write a song, you need all the notes. Okay, to make a chord, you need several notes. It's not just one, right? And so that's where you get the various colors. So I hope that makes sense. Reality is art, right? Life is art. So we have a lot of colors and different things here. And so this is music, right? This is art. If you can understand it from that context, that's why we have different colors of stuff, okay? But it's all the same. It's just like people. We're all different colors, but we're all people, right? It's the same thing. Same with candles. I feel the same way about candles. People are like, oh, you need a specifically this color candle. And I'm like, dude, no, you don't. Even though I got rainbow color candles because I like to try to sync stuff. You really don't. You can just use white candles or just black candles or just red. I used red for a long time. When I first found out about vampirism and stuff, I was like, just red everything. So yeah, you don't need specific candle colors or anything like that. The point of candles is just fixation. It's just to fixate your mind and your eyes, okay? Cool. Peter says he'll hang around. I managed to catch his curiosity. Awesome, dude. That's what I'm here for, is to answer questions, to provide true insight into this stuff. I've studied the occult for more than 20 years. On this computer behind me, I have more than 1,000 books that I've been collecting since the early 1990s. And so, yeah, I've read a lot of stuff. I know a lot of stuff about the occult. I even did a breakdown of all the ancient grimoires that a lot of occult authors nowadays are basing their books off of, which is usually some sort of ceremonial system or something like that. People just keep regurgitating the same information. And so I'm here to help people understand how this stuff is possible outside of a religious context, because they always take it into a religious context, into a cult-like context with this stuff, and it's exactly the opposite here. This group, Demonism, the organization that I launched, this church, this organization that I launched, which is a nonprofit, is based on anti-religion, actually. It's the religion of understanding that all gods are demons, and the true power rests only within the spirit of man. So we don't have time to be fucking around with cults and religions. That shit's destroyed the earth as far as we know it. And the worst cult that exists is Christianity. And we can't even get rid of that. And that's like ruining everything from politics to people's everyday lives. Okay. So with that said, that's where we really stand on this. And that's why I push people away from superstition and religion and all of that stuff. If you do want to study this stuff, some people don't even believe in magic. That's fine. But if you do want to study this stuff, specifically the mentalism and the way that we teach it here, the stuff that we teach is very therapeutic. It's scientific and therapeutic. Okay. I'm a hypnotist. I'm a licensed therapist. Okay. My certifications are on the wall everywhere and behind me on my nice desk everywhere. I'm a master hypnotist. And so the stuff that I know about is all about putting people in trance. And the fact that I studied the occult early in my lifetime, before even learning about this type of stuff, it just sort of, the two came together. And I was able to make a very interesting connection. And that pretty much is that all spiritual, religious like experience, right, has everything to do with the pineal gland. And when you connect and awaken it, that's when you have those otherworldly type experiences and connect to this stuff that I'm talking about, psychic powers and stuff like that. Okay. But it has nothing to do with some god in the sky or any spirits anywhere or some demon coming down. And that's all just theory and stories at that point. Okay. Cool. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. That is absolutely accurate. So I base everything off the 7 Hermetic laws. I say this over and over, but I do, which are very, very scientific laws. Okay. Real science is based off of these laws also. The reality is based off of these laws also. If you don't know them, they're written in my book. They're on they're written in the Kabbalion. There's talked about by a bunch of organizations all over the place. Look it up. It's free on Google. The 7 Hermetic laws are everywhere. But the stuff that we teach in regards to magic is based off of that. And the core of it, the very first law, is mentalism. Okay, so everything has to do with your mind. So you really don't need candles. You really don't need to do any of that stuff. The process rests in here. Okay. So with that said, guys, let me see how long I've been on. About 24 minutes. I'll open up for just a few more questions and then I'm going to get out of here. Okay. I'm open for a voice chat if you guys want to do a voice chat tonight, or of course, just jump on tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be our international voice chat. It's going to be at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm in the U.S., so that's Wisconsin time. I don't know if you can figure it out for where you are, wherever you are. But it is 3 p.m. my time. So jump on there, and we'll have a voice chat, and you guys can ask your questions and stuff live, okay? Cool. So I'm not seeing any more questions. Right on. But yeah, so that's the basis of this stuff, guys, is understanding the process. The other thing that we really I'm trying to get started is the RTS program, which is treating or trying to help people deal with religious trauma syndrome. Okay. The abbreviation, the acronym for the program is RTD. This is religious trauma deprogramming. Okay. And we're going to use the same techniques that we use to try and progress ourselves spiritually and better ourselves in life to try to help others deal with their RTS. So I'm going to have a training program, a structured training program to help you guys learn how to do this stuff. And so we can go out there and help people. Okay. Because a lot of people need this stuff. RTS is very similar to PTSD, and it has some very, very serious It's very, very serious backlash. So we need to be out there helping people. Okay. Krista says, and it also doesn't actually matter if other deities exist. You contain all the power needed and access to all that exists, potentially. So, even if you like to worship deities, get in here. I can't even see what the rest of her comment says. Okay, get in here and listen and read up and learn how to access and wield it. The truth is there's several different mindsets that people come from, but the truth is there's only two, right? There's only two, and it doesn't matter if you're whatever your religion is. There's only two mindsets. You're either going to be theist, okay, or atheist. Those are the two routes you're going to come from when you find out about this organization, who we are, etc. The truth is we're not either one of those things, okay? We come from the land of skepticism, and the statement that we run everything by here. The core statement is test everything, believe nothing. So science rules over all, okay? And then action, right, speaks louder than any fucking words, okay? So words and talk is cheap. You have to put it to the test. You have to validate everything that you're talking about, the stuff that I'm teaching you, in order to know that it's real, okay? You have to walk the talk. That's the only way to do it here. So yeah, when it comes to the magic and stuff like that, yeah, it's real. You can manifest stuff. The law of attraction is real. All of that stuff is real. But it's not real in the context that a lot of people try to tell you that it is. You don't need that religious cult-like understanding, okay? So with that said, guys, I'm going to jump out of here. Much, much love, okay? Much love out to you guys out there, and I will see you guys in the next one.